The guy who stole the MAGA hat from the teenagers and splashed him with a soda, they know who he is. He lost his job. At the time I made the video the other day, they knew who it was, but apparently now he's being charged with a felony. This is crazy. So let's look at the story. There's another story about a guy who got attacked for having a Trump flag, and I want to talk about this perspective gap between the left and the right. First thing I want to point out, I got a bunch of shirts. So in the description below, there's a link, and you can see all these fancy little shirts. This is my favorite one. The liberals get the bike lock too. I designed this, so I'm really proud of it. But it's basically, it's the Green Revolution. We're all gonna ride our bikes. You've probably heard me say this before. Everybody, liberals, you gotta get your bike locks. That's what it means. That's exactly what it means. It means you ride your bike and you keep it secure. But there's people actually wanted me to make shirts with beanies on them. And then I have this one, which is the death of censorship. This was a graphic I designed, and the text is Latin for the motto of the U.S. Office of Censorship. And so this was the people in my Discord gave me the idea for the text. So it means silence victory accelerates. Check it out. Anyway, the news. Kino Jimenez arrested accused of felony theft. Kino Jimenez, the man accused of tossing a drink on a teenager wearing a MAGA hat and then walking off with the hat, was arrested, booked into county jail, and accused of felony theft. Accused of. He's on video doing it. So this seems like open and shut. This is going to be crazy. Bexar County Magistrate records show Jimenez is accused of attacking 16-year-old Hunter Richard at a San Antonio area Whataburger restaurant. Video of the confrontation in which the man is also heard uttering a racial slur. Okay, this guy grabs a hat off some kid, splashes more than just the kid with soda, like his friend and him sitting there, and then he drops the soft A N-word. What is this? This is heavy.com, and they're saying he used a racial slur. It's like, he kind of did, but he wasn't calling someone a slur. He was using it more of the more homey kind of way, more as I guess when you're in a situation where you're physically attacking somebody, splashing with a drink is a physical attack, and stealing from them, and then you call them the N-word, it's kind of using the racial slur against them. It's not like when you're using it as like a term of endearment like people do with their friends. So I don't know if he actually, I think if we're going to be reasonable, I don't think he was really trying to call the kids the N-word, but he kind of did. So, that's what's going to, I think to the average person who doesn't understand that kind of culture, especially to the far left, or like the courts in the UK that think the N-word with an A is a racial slur, it is what it is. So the guy said it, he committed a crime and he said it, so there you go. In the wake of that, Jimenez was fired from his job at Rumble Bar and kicked out of the state Green Party. Donald Trump Jr. tweeted about Richard, "If someone can get me this young man's information, I'll get him a new MAGA hat signed by POTUS." Jimenez was booked and released from jail after his bail was set at $5,000. Not only was he fired from his job, the Green Party kicked him out. And I don't know if I have that story pulled up, but they basically said that they don't condone violence like this. And they said something to the effect that, look, we all get angry, but that doesn't justify attacking a teenager. And there's a lot of people on Twitter that are saying, oh, but he didn't really attack him, he just stole his hat. And it's like, yeah, that's attacking somebody. Like, insulting somebody can be considered attacking somebody, right? It's just, attack as a definition, it's kind of like on offense against someone. So there's verbal attacks, there's physical attacks. Physically grabbing someone's hat, pulling off and then splashing a soda in their face, and then insulting them is both physical and verbal attacks. And taking his hat, apparently this is felony theft. There are a lot of people who are saying that this shouldn't be a felony. Personally, man, I don't think the dude deserves a felony for this. I think what he did was screwed up. But I think the reason he's getting a felony charge is because he did it to minors. So let's take a look at, he got his mugshot here. Jail records indicate that Jimenez is being booked on a felony state charge for theft from person. Jimenez initially asked Hunter why he was wearing the hat, and the teen responded by saying he was supporting the president. The guy said, F the president, you ain't supporting S, N-word. The dude was spitting and yelling, huh? And then he stole the hat. In the video, the edited version of which you can watch above, and a more graphic unedited version which you can watch below, the man now named as Kino Jimenez throws a drink, walks off the MAGA hat. So we know the story. I don't want to read through all this. The Green Party, let's see, there's a quote from there. They said that they condemned it. We all have different opinions on our president, but we don't take it out on innocent kids who just happen to have a hat on. Zarate told Heavy in an exclusive interview. You may not like the hat or you may not like the president, but you don't show that kind of aggression towards teenagers. It goes against everything the Green Party stands for. We are not violent. We do not take our aggression out on innocent young people. The man's full name is Kino Ahuitzotl Jimenez. I'm not trying to mispronounce his name on purpose. I genuinely screwed it up. So we are handling it in-house. From our point of view, he is banned from being part of our organization. San Antonio police have confirmed the boy identified by local TV as Hunter Richard, and his guardian made a report on the incident. So, there you have it. The kid spoke. I'm not going to go through that stuff. I guess here's a photo of the guy working at the Rumble bar, which he was fired. The bar issued a statement. Dude got fired. Man, this is a long story for what happened. I think we get it. But there is some other interesting stuff. Apparently, people tried to defend this guy. They set up a GoFundMe for him. Leftists start, then quickly delete GoFundMe campaign for Kino Jimenez. This is from big league politics. It's going to be heavily biased, right? I think they're going to actually be. This is probably more of an analysis opinion piece with an agenda as opposed to like a straight up news story. Big league politics. They're right wing. The political left almost made another gigantic mistake that would have added to a string of poor public relations moves over the past weeks. Yeah, pretty biased. So let's see. Apparently, they set up a GoFundMe seeking $85,000 for what they say is a 30-year-old deadbeat who assaulted and cursed out a 16-year-old boys who had would-be bad optics for Democrats. The author of the post appears to misunderstand the meaning of witch hunt, which is what happens when someone is accused of a crime without evidence. To the contrary, millions of people watched the video of Jimenez stealing Hunter Richard's MAGA hat and tossing a drink in his face. Likewise, the word retaliation is misused. The video shows Jimenez confronting a group of boys who were minding their own business. The author of the post actually tipped the political left's hand regarding the party's view of political speech. The bias on this story is really thick for me. When I use like Breitbart or Huffington Post, I'm like, oh yeah, these are left and right. Big league politics, man, you guys are really rubbing it in, like using adjectives like deadbeat. Hey, by all means, for the people who are watching this, you can have whatever opinion. You can think the guy's great, you can think the guy's terrible. But, clearly big league politics has got a point of view on this one. Wearing a MAGA hat is a form of political speech. The left believes that speech equates to violence, a notion that is mostly taught by postmodernist professors, liberal arts universities, yada, yada, yada. Well, that's true, right? They do believe that words are violence. Finally, the post accuses right-wingers of acting unethically simply by sharing the video. It is safe to say that the political right does not need an ethics lessons from anyone supporting Jimenez's actions. And it looks like that's pretty much the story. The GoFundMe campaign may have been taken down, but make no mistake, there are countless left-wingers who believe that what Jimenez did is completely acceptable. That's true, too. But look, the Green Party booted the guy. And I gotta say, if the Green Party booted the guy, there's a lot of people, I would think most people don't like what he did. For real. Sure, there are a lot of extremists who are probably fine with it. But let's look at this next story. This is a Florida man claims he was punched on Independence Day for Trump flag in his yard. And this is where I want to start getting into this idea of why they're attacking people and what their perspective is. So a man in Boynton Beach, Florida, says he was attacked on the 4th of July because of his flag supporting President Donald Trump. I have some bumps and bruises that I don't think you want to see, as he revealed cuts and scrapes on his hands and elbows. My political goal here is just to express my love for this president and for somebody to punch you in the face for just presenting the flag to the public. That's enough for me. He said everybody needs to be a little bit civil. I mean, it's a pretty simple thing to do. We all get to enjoy the benefits of this country, and then you can see this video of the man. Now, here's what I want to say. Any normal human being, okay, who is a reasonable and rational individual knows that Trump supporters are not Nazis. Many of them aren't even that politically informed. There's a lot of people who like Trump because they follow a little bit of the news and they know what he's doing, and they don't know a whole lot else. However, the far left genuinely believes that Trump is a fascist, that he is secretly supporting actual Nazis, and that this country is being overrun by Nazis. And you've got people at like the Daily Beast, Newsweek, and other far-left media activist organizations. I don't even want to call the Daily Beast a news organization because they flat out lie. Like, that's not an exaggeration. That is a statement of fact. They misrepresent. Actually, let me clarify this. They have posted stories without confirmation, making statements of fact with no proof. We'll put it that way. Fake news. Easiest way to put it without getting sued by the Daily Beast. So you have these organizations genuinely believing that there are Nazis running around everywhere. No, Trump supporters are moderate to conservative. Some old Bernie supporters even went to Trump. They're regular people. But people on the far left and people who are like default liberal are just following in lockstep with these far left activists who genuinely believe Trump is like the reincarnation of Hitler. There's a bunch of videos on the left and the right where you've got the Daily Caller put out a video from a Holocaust survivor saying it's not like the Holocaust. But on the left puts out videos from Holocaust survivors saying it is like the Holocaust. Look, man, even Godwin, right? So there's Godwin's law that at some point every internet argument devolves into someone saying you're a Nazi. Even he was like, go ahead and compare these people to Nazis. It's like, dude, shut up, man. Seriously, there are Nazis, like neo-Nazis in this country. Like neo-Nazis is the proper way to describe it. There are white supremacists, but by all estimates, it's like 10 to 15,000 people out of 300 plus million. So no, when you look at these actual white supremacist events, there's like 20 to 30 people there, and they're the same people at every event. But here's what happens. This guy, who seems probably just like a regular dude, yeah, maybe he's racist, maybe not, but he seems probably just like a run-of-the-mill American. I think there are racists in America, and I don't think they're overt white supremacists who want to kill people, but they're probably racist. I'm not saying this guy's racist, I'm just saying, when you look at your regular American, sure, there's racists in there. But the left looks at the regular Americans and thinks, if you support Trump, you are a fascist. When most people who support Trump are like strict constitutionalists who are so terrified of a fascist government takeover, they're refusing to turn over their guns. Right? The logic isn't quite there. So what happens is, when the far left sees a story about some kids getting attacked, they're like, wow, a brave soul valiantly confronted Nazi youth. Like, that's literally how they're going to see it. Okay, figuratively. I don't mean literally. I mean, it's figuratively how they see it. They look at this and they're like, these people are fascists and must be stopped. And that's why you probably saw a GoFundMe pop up. I don't know why it got deleted. Maybe because there's something against it in the terms of service, or because this guy Kino is on video committing the crime and he's probably just going to plead guilty. I can't imagine he tries to fight that. But he's getting a felony too, so it's extreme. But anyway, the point I want to make is, look, go to Google and type in MAGA hat, comma, attacked. And almost every story is about somebody who's wearing the hat getting attacked and not someone wearing the hat attacking others. So I talked about yesterday. So yeah, basically, final point on all of this is that you've got regular people right in the middle, you know, moderate left and right, traditional like views in this country. But then you have the far left, which is large and has influence in media and academia. And they're accusing regular Americans who probably aren't even that initiated in politics, don't know that much, and they're calling them Nazis, and they're getting attacked for it. That's not cool. Stick around. I might have a video. I'm going to have a video up in about 2 or 3 minutes on the same channel, and I'll see you then.